You have 3 secret admirers, Divine Feminine. Okay, so before I get started in this message that I want to record really quickly, if anyone has a water sign, specifically Cancer, in your sun, moon, or rising, or in your 8th house, like, have you been feeling this energy lately? Like, since last month, since Mars has entered its transit into Cancer, like, the energy lately has been ridiculous. Like, it has been so heavy. Like, I just at times feel so unhinged. And I could not understand, like, emotionally what was going on with me. But I just know that, like, this past month and a half, I've just been, like, needing to take a step back, right? Like, even to the point of, like, when you're in, like, relationships and you get to that point where whatever is going on and you kind of feel like, okay, I have to decide, like, if whatever is taking place is something that I can kind of, like, not look past, but something that, like, I can work through, or we can work through, or something where I'm like, it's better if we just kind of, like, leave it, you know what I mean? Just kind of, like, go our separate ways, because, like, this is not going to work long term. And, like, of course, when you first break up with someone, you always have that, like, that initial, like, that sadness of being upset, of kind of, like, mourning the relationship or mourning the connection. But then you still have to keep in mind that, like, because of whatever was taking place, it was the better idea was to just let it go, because in the long run, it would have caused even bigger problems down the road, right? So, like, even knowing that, something about, like, this energy, and, like, I could not figure it out, but I know, like, since the beginning of September, something has just felt off, and I could not, like, figure out what it was. And I, like, even find myself, like, reminiscing and about, like, past, and being like, oh, well, did I make the best choice when I left that relationship, when I know good full and well that I did, you know what I mean? But something about this, like, energy has been so heavy. And then I just happened to come across, like, a YouTube short where someone was talking about how Cancers are, like, unhinged at the moment because of Mars making its transit through Cancer. And I'm like, oh my God, like, because this feeling really did start the 1st of, like, September, right? I'm just like, or like the beginning of September, I'm sorry. And I'm just like, I don't know what this is, but, like, I'm ready for this to, like, pass, because I feel so emotionally just unhinged at the moment. I don't even know, like, what other word to use to describe it, right? But anyways, like, if you have Cancer in your sun, moon, or rising, or in your 8th house, and you happen to hear this, like, by I think, like, Mars exits, like, November 4th. If you happen to hear this before then, or even, like, after then, and you're like, yeah, for, like, the past 2 months between September 4th and, like, November 4th, I was feeling a little off, like, just give me a little bit of confirmation and let me know it's not just me here, right? But anyways, like, into today's message, I'm not even going to change the picture. I'm going to use this background for the entire message, even though this has something to do with the message. But it might, because maybe for you, Divine Feminine, maybe one of your 3 secret admirers, maybe all 3 of your secret admirers may have Cancer in their sun, moon, or rising, or 8th house. So it may in some way apply, right? Only you would know that, how this applies to your situation, your circumstance, your life, right? So I had this dream, and it was, like, a really quick dream. And it was one of those ones where it's, like, definitely more symbolic than literal. You know what I mean? I guess I won't say I don't really care for those. I mean, I do, but at the same time, sometimes I'm like, I prefer when they're a little bit more transparent, a little bit more straightforward, right? But we don't always get things how we want them. We get them how we need them, right? Or we get them how Spirit feels it's best, or we get them in the way that Spirit feels they'll be better perceived, right? So, like, I had this dream, and for some reason, it was like a classroom. It was like these people sitting in this classroom, right? And there was a Divine Feminine, and she was, and this a female Divine Feminine. This is a female that I'm speaking of, and there was this this man sitting next to her, and he was one of her secret admirers. They're sitting there, they're talking, they're joking. She knows full well that, like, he has feelings for her. He won't admit it. The one sitting next to her won't admit it. He's like one of those types where he, like, kind of, like, plays around, like he has feelings for her. She has feelings for him, but doesn't really like want to express it, or is not really interested in taking things forward, only because it's pretty obvious that he's like not really a player type, but he's like the type where maybe like a player type, I don't know, but he's like the type where like it's obvious he has feelings for her, but he tries to like downplay it, and like I don't understand why. You know what I mean? And he's like the type, well, I'll say a player type, like the type that like flaunts other females and be like, oh, well, I have this female interested in me, this female and that female interested in me. And for some reason, I'm getting like, if this is you in like the 3D, this person may not even have all these options. This person may be bragging about options they don't have. Or this person may say like, oh, I have this female interested in me. And the female that he mentions may be an actual person that was once interested in him. But this may have been a female that actually walked away a long time ago. But he's acting as if this connection is still like going on, as if he's still like interacting and getting to know and dating this person, even though this person is like long gone. But he's doing it because, I don't know, I guess maybe like he feels like he's more appealing if he lets you know, or if he lets women know that he has all these options, when in reality it has the actual exact other effect. Like, I'm not at this grown age, no one's going to be sitting here competing for your attention. Like, there's nothing wrong with casually dating. But if you're interested in someone on a deeper level, then like all games need to go to the side. Like, pretending as if you have all these different options of all these women who are like fawning all over you. Like, sir, go entertain those options then, right? So it gave that kind of feel, right? And I only say it like that because I've dealt with that in the past in certain situations. And like, it's not appealing at all. Right. But anyway, it's like, that's just me. Maybe for others, maybe you like having the type of man that like other women want. You know, some people are like that. Some men, I guess it's more of a man thing. Maybe that's why they think it works like that, because men want the women that other men want. But like, who has time for that? Like, why would you want someone that you know that other men are going to be competing for even after you have this person? Like, because not everybody is going to be respectful of your relationship. Now, it's important that the person that you're with be respectful of your relationship. And if they're not, then that's the bigger issue. But just know that outside people are not always going to be respectful of your relationship. Not if they want what you have, they're going to go after it and pursue it to make it theirs, right? But I digress, right? So there's this one person, right? And this is the person that like is kind of sitting there flirting with Divine Feminine. And then Divine Feminine looks up, and it's his classroom, and there are these 3 cell phones that are taped to not the ceiling, like kind of like the corner of where the wall meets the ceiling, like that little corner piece, whatever. There are 3 cell phones taped there. One of them belongs to the guy that's sitting next to Divine Feminine. And she knows that matter of fact, he even admits that it's his phone, because he admits that he records her and kind of like watches her, you know, and it sounds creepy now that I'm saying it out loud, but in the dream, it didn't really have like a creepy feel to it. But then there were 2 other phones that were pointed exactly in her direction. And like the guy sitting next to Divine Feminine tells her, oh yeah, there are 2 other people who are recording you as well. So he knows full well that there are 2 other men who are interested in this Divine Feminine. Like, he is full aware of this. And for some reason, I'm getting like, he knows who these 2 men are. So I don't know if that's something that may be like relevant to you. In the dream, like he wouldn't say, he was just saying like, oh yeah, there are 2 other people recording you as well, because all of those phones are like pointed towards the desk that Divine Feminine was sitting in. And she was like, oh, well, like kind of like this feeling like, oh, well, I wonder who the other 2 are. And he like wouldn't say anything about it. Right. So I guess like it sounds creepy, but like someone is definitely watching you. And because they were recording with cell phones, it's giving me like the thing of like social media. Like, if you have any sort of social media platform, the main guy that you are interested in but are kind of turned off of because of like this whole competition thing that he's trying to put you in, he does have feelings for you. So if you're someone who you're questioning that, no need to question it. This man absolutely has feelings for you. He's just a little immature in how he processes it. But also, if you have a social media, any sort of platform that you're on, there are 2 other secret admirers. And I'm getting like by the phone's recording that if you make content, or if you post pictures, or if you do like Instagram or whatever, where where you make like shorts or whatever, like little videos, they're probably saving these videos. They're probably like doing that thing where like you screen record, and they're saving these for their record, and they just like watch them later, like not in like a creepy way, because you realize like if you're putting yourself out there like that like there may be some weirdos out there that are actually doing that. So there's like no need to get creeped out about it, because you're kind of like putting yourself out there. Not to say that like you deserve anything that happens, but I'm just saying like it happens. Like just know that there are a lot of weirdos out there, right? But this is not giving me weirdo vibes. This is giving me like secret admirer, but are too afraid to step up because they feel like, or they know, they don't know who, but they also know that there are other men that are interested in you. So it's kind of like watch from afar kind of thing. But like, I don't know, I'm getting that like one of these two other men, if you were to find out like who they are, or if they ever step forward, is going to be like a divine union for you. And I don't know why I'm like really getting that sense, but I'm also getting the sense that like you really want the guy who's like trying to put you in competition. And that could also potentially be a divine union if he doesn't keep screwing it up by playing these like immature games. But I'm getting like if he does screw it up and one of these other men and it could be a thing where like one of these two other men, like if this is like a thing in like the 3D where it's not like a social media thing, but these are like men that you actually, like if you're actually in school right now, or if you're planning on going back to school soon and you're in like a classroom setting, it might be a thing where like these other two men see you always talking to this one particular man. So they assume that you guys have something going on, but like as soon as they, or if ever they find out that you two actually don't have anything, or that you're just kind of like friends or whatever, this weird kind of situationship that you're in right now, if they find out that you guys aren't in a relationship, that one of these two are actually, or if not both, are actually going to step up, and it's going to lead to like a divine union, right? But if you're someone right now, especially with this heavy, that's why I'm keeping this Mars and Cancer background, even though it doesn't pertain to the message. If you're someone right now and you have like Cancer in one of your sun, moon, rising's eighth house, and you're feeling like this heavy energy right now, especially when it comes to like love and relationships, and being like, man, like I finally feel like after all I've been through, I'm ready to like step back out there. I'm ready to get back out there. And you're just kind of waiting, like, or wondering like when your divine union is going to take place. I'm getting like that this message is for you. This is for you. That like, do not fret, do not be sad, do not be upset, do not sit here and wonder and stress, do not start picking people from the past, worrying like, or thinking about, oh man, I messed this up. Should I have put more effort into this? Maybe should I, rethink this? Do not do that, because you definitely have some men. You definitely have men. You have 3 kings. I'm getting like 3 kings. I'm getting King of Swords. I'm getting King of Wands, and I'm getting King of Cups, right? So they could be air sign, water sign, fire sign, right? But unfortunately, I'm not really getting a whole King of Pentacles. I'm getting that you are a Queen of Pentacles. So maybe like your sun sign, maybe, or your sun or your rising, maybe, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, right? Because I'm getting, you are the Queen of Pentacles, but I'm getting like these 3 kings. I'm getting heavy King of Swords, King of Wands, King of Cups, right? So if that is relevant to anyone, if you have 3 pursuers or 3 people in mind, and they're all like different signs, and you're seeing all these videos online about, oh, this sign, that sign, you're like, well, I don't know which one pertains to me. Like, I'm getting that you have 3 suitors, right? And one of these 3 is going to step up. Now, I don't really know a time frame. Right? And it may have something to do with you finally letting go of the one person that is a little bit more vocal that you want. It may have something to do with you needing to let go of that person, or put boundaries, or separating yourself from that person to give the other 2 the go ahead and pursue you, right? It may be something of that nature. Like I said, only you would know for your specific situation, right? But I'm getting that, like, do not fret, do not start rethinking and wondering if maybe you made mistakes with people of the past. Everything happens the way it's supposed to. Everything happens the way it's supposed to. We might not always like the way it happens when it happens, but in the long run, we learn that everything happens the way it's supposed to, and you have divine union coming in. And I'm getting like, if you're asking when, Spirit is saying that that's going to be up to you. That's going to be up to you. Now, with that being said, do not go out here looking for these kings. Don't do that, because I'm getting like you're going to be out here trying to find these kings and going to end up with a court gesture. Do not be the one out here pursuing these kings. But if you're wondering when Spirit is going to be ready to bless you, Spirit is saying that is totally up to you. Anyways, y'all, that's the message for today. I know I've been gone for like a long time, and I need to get back on it. Like, I got a reading some time ago that was telling me like, you shouldn't be working like night shift because it's dangerous. Like, your spirit team wants you to find a job where you work during the day. And I thought about that for a long time. So when opportunity came up, I went ahead and took it, but I absolutely hate it. I am a night shift person. I like being up at night. I like when my schedule is flipped to nights, because even on my days off, my schedule is still flipped. So I find myself on my days off sleeping during the day and being up all night. But I love it, because that's when I really connect with Spirit. That's when most of my messages that I record them at night, and then just put them on a timer so that they release when I want them to release. But like, I connect with Spirit most at night, in the middle of the night, between midnight and 6 a.m. is when I really connect with Spirit. So I much prefer being night shift and like listening to other people. And if this part right here is like something totally different. This is about like me, but like if this connects with you, like, then hopefully it helps you as well. But like, I have to learn, and like we have to learn, like, not to listen to other people, to do what we know is best for us. Like, you know what's best for you. Your team knows what's best for you. If there's something that like you're doing that's wrong, your team is going to find ways to let you know that is going to resonate with you, right? So just because someone is spiritual and they have these gifts and they're psychic, or they can connect with ancestors, or they can do all this, don't always be so quick to put someone else's opinion or what someone else says above how you feel. Please be careful about doing that, right? Because I listened to this other person, and like, working day shift has me so drained that when I get off, I'm just tired. It's like ruined my whole schedule of like when I do this and when I work out and when I do that, because I'm so drained from being at work all day that I just want to go home and relax. Most of the time I end up taking a nap and falling asleep early, and it throws off my whole sleep schedule. And then it really like, it throws. It's odd to say, because like 99% of the world likes working their 9 to 5 and being off in the evening. It's really strange to say, but like, we're not all the same, right? Working a 9 to 5 for me throws me off completely. It completely throws me off, right? I prefer working night shifts. So I'm going to start making moves to like going back to working nights, because this is definitely not for me. And I haven't been able to like do my recordings, and I haven't been putting enough energy. And even my team has been telling me like, you're really slacking when it comes to your channel and your message and putting out these messages and like uploading I haven't even been recording my dreams, because like I go to sleep by the time I wake up, because I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm sitting there up for hours because I fell asleep too early. Then I end up going back to sleep, and then next thing I know, it's time to get up. My alarm's going off, and I'm like rushing to get ready for work, and I don't even have time to like sit down and write down my dreams like I normally do. It's like throwing me off. I haven't recorded a dream in my dream journal, and I don't know how long now. Well, since I've been doing this day shift job, that's how long. So that, there's that. But like, it's completely thrown me off, and I have been so off with putting out my content the way that I want to. And it's just, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. So I am definitely about to make that change. Like, I'm sorry. I know I took this position, but oops, I made a mistake. This is not for me. Let me go ahead and go back to nights where I can like really be me, right? But anyways, y'all, let me go ahead and end this, because I got to get ready to go into work, because it is early in the morning. I had to get up a whole half an hour earlier just so I could sit here and record this message for today, because something about that dream and with this like whole Mars and Cancer energy, I was like, I need to put this one out. I cannot delay this one. So I'm going to go ahead and put this out. I'm not going to do a whole lot of editing to this one. I'm just going to put it out and upload it later on tonight. It is what it is. But if this message like resonates with you, just know that this energy is about to pass. And like, definitely your king of I'm going to say wands. I don't know why, but I was about to say king of, okay, so king of swords or king of wands, right? down the back of my head, someone saying, hey, cups, like, don't forget about me, cups too, right? But I don't know why, like, my mind was getting ready to say King of Swords, and then at the last minute, I was like, no, say Wands, right? So King of Swords, King of Wands, heavy, and I'm getting like, maybe, okay, so maybe it's this. Maybe it's the King of Cups guy who was the one who's kind of like playing the games of whole competition, and maybe that's why I'm hearing that faintly in the background, like, cups, but like, initially the King of Swords is like, hey, like this is me, right? And then King of Wands came through like, oh, no. This one is mine, right? So I don't know, but like I'm getting heavy if this is for you, and like Scorpio. I want like in my mind I'm just hearing Scorpio. So like maybe the King of Cups guy, the ones who was like trying to put you in competition, maybe he has Scorpio in his sun, moon, or rising. I don't know. Because like even let me say this, even with this Mars and Cancer, it's been mostly affecting Cancer signs, right? If you have Cancers and any of your major placements, right? But also water signs in general, because also like the sign of Scorpio has been, and Pisces, but not to the same degree. So like it's affecting Cancer the most, affecting Cancer directly. Indirectly, it's affecting Scorpio, and then like Pisces is also getting hit with some of this energy too, right? But like mainly Cancer and Scorpio. So like if this person, like this King of Cups who's like trying to put you in this whole competition energy, if he's been acting a little weird lately, it may also be because of this Mars and Cancer. He may be getting hit with some of that too. So it may not necessarily be that you have to walk away from this, but definitely like if it gets to the point where like he's just not going to act right, just know that you have two other options who are patiently waiting, who are ready to step up, right? But anyways, let me go ahead and end this here, because I meant for this to be like a 10-minute message, and now I'm going on 20 minutes. So that's enough for today. But if you made it this far, and if you're still here rocking with me, even though I haven't been putting out the content like I need to, I thank you for like sticking around, because sometimes you'll tend to like lose a few subscribers when you're not putting out a lot of content. People are like unsubscribed because you're not putting out any messages. So like for the people who have continued to stick around, like I thank you so much, because there is so much more that I want to do with this channel, but like this friggin' economy is like working my last nerves, and I still have to like work, because this channel for me is not about trying to make money with YouTube. It's about me getting over that fear of putting myself out there, so that when I do start my real spiritual work, that'll be one less hurdle I have to overcome, right? So it's about putting myself out there, right? That's what this channel is about for me, right? Sharing these messages and putting myself out there. But anyways, like I said, if you stuck around, like I appreciate you, and anyone new who comes to the channel, like just know your presence here is very much appreciated, okay? But like I definitely need to get back on my spiritual work, because I know like this right here ain't it. And like I said, I have to work because of this economy, and I don't know what's going on with this election and all these smear campaigns that are being thrown around, all this and that. Like I'm not even like here for, and like, is it just me, or does it feel like they're trying to do like a scare tactic with this whole, go vote on November 5th because your voting records will be uploaded. Like we won't tell who you voted for, but we will let your family and friends know if you voted. And like definitely go vote. But if you don't, then don't. Like what? Like, to be honest, this whole scare tactic BS almost makes me not want to vote, because like, I'm sorry. I looked at the thing and the clock had stopped. So I was like, okay, is this even still recording? Or I'm just like talking to myself, right? But anyways, like, I don't know why it seemed to be stuck on like one particular number for an extended period of time. And it's supposed to be like counting by the seconds, right? But anyways, I'm like, this whole scare tactic, if anything, makes me not want to vote. Like, I don't like, okay, so like if I don't go vote and my friends and family find out, and what? And what? And what? Like what is part 2 to this? Like, get out of here with this. Like, I swear, every time I see like those campaigns or those like commercials, advertisements, whatever you call that, it gives me like the energy of like being like a scare tactic, and that does not work. As a matter of fact, like that turns so many people off. I don't like whatever, but whatever is going on with this election, with this economy, like a girl has to work, right? But I need to get back. I miss my old schedule so much. I miss it so much. You guys just don't understand. Working 3 days a week and being off 4 days was like the perfect amount of work-life balance for me. The only thing that would have been better if I could have found a job where I could work double shifts and I could work 2 16s. Like, I don't care if I'm part-time. Like, just give me part-time with benefits so I can have my little healthcare, dental, and vision. You know what I mean? But other than that, if I could find a part-time 32-hour job where I could get benefits and I could work two back-to-back 16s, or maybe like work a 16, have a day off in between, work another 16, something like that would be perfect for me. That's all I need. You know what I mean? I don't care about getting 40 hours a week. I don't care about all that extra stuff. Like, I just need a job to work so I can live and pay, because I still have to live here. You know what I mean? Like, whether I like the environment or not, whether I like what's going on in the world or not, a girl still has to live here, right? Or woman, excuse me, because I'm all grown in this, you know. But anyways, like, I still have to live here. So there are certain things that, like, we have to do. But I'm getting to the point where I'm really going to start, like, getting more into my spirituality and working on my business. And there's lots of things that I need to do behind the scenes. And I need to be off more so I can take care of that. And even my spirit team has been telling me, because I even had a dream, even before I went to days, where I had a dream where I was walking to work in the middle of the night, and I was like a little bit scared because, like, for some reason there was like this report of like this serial killer being on the loose. And I remember in the dream looking up at the moon, it was a full moon, a blue moon at that. So heavy, Mother Yemoja, or Yemaya, depending on, you know, how you prefer it, heavy, you know, Mother Yemoja energy saying, and literally I was told by the moon, you're safe. Like, I don't know what you're worried about. I don't know why you're even thinking about that. You're scaring yourself. Like, there's no reason for you to be in fear of your safety. You are literally scaring yourself. You're safe out here. Like, I'm heavy. You're safe out here in these streets, right? So I don't know why, but like, I knew I was okay. And I don't know why I allowed this other person to make me feel like, oh, maybe I need to get off of nights because it's dangerous. Like, no, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm heavily guarded, heavily protected. And like, for some people, this may be too much, depending on like where you are in your spiritual journey. Because some people are spiritual and like can do tarot cards, but are still religious. And the fact that they're like still like they believe in Christ, they believe in Jesus, you know, being the Son of God and all that stuff. I believe in Jesus being a chosen one, but not necessarily the Son of God. More of like a Islamic or is it Judaism? Which one of them believes that Jesus was like a prophet? I forget. I can't think at this moment, right? Because actually I'm about to be late sitting here talking so long. This is supposed to be 10 minutes and now it's like way past that. But whatever religion it is that believes that Jesus was more of a prophet versus being the Son of God, that aligns more with what I believe, right? But, you know, I'm not here to make anyone believe as I believe, right? I'm just saying, like, there are people who still believe in Jesus as being the Son of God, who are still into spirituality and do tarot and work with crystals and all that stuff. So like, get in where you fit in, right? But so for some people, this is going to be like crossing the line. But, you know, you draw your line where it feels comfortable for you. But, you know, you can't draw anybody else's line for them. Like, people, you know, you can't, or you can if you want to get in my comments and tell me I'm wrong or I'm demonic or whatever. Your comment's either going to get deleted or it's just going to get completely ignored, because you don't get to tell me where the line stops for me. You get to decide where the line stops for you. You don't get to decide where the line stops for me or anybody else. But I am one of those people where I am heavily protected by demons, right? By demons, right? I am heavily protected by demonic energies. So like, trust me, like, try it if you want to. This is your funeral, you know, like, do whatever. But anyways, like, you know what I mean? Like, heavy energy. Like, I'll even have demons show up in my dreams. And when they do, they're always protected. I'm not going to sit up here and lie. They are in my dreams wreaking lots of havoc. But it's against people and individuals who kind of like, I'm not going to say deserve it, but they are kind of like in that energy where like something had to happen, right? Like, it's kind of like a last resort kind of thing when they get sent up, or when they are allowed to kind of come up and wreak havoc and do what they do. It's kind of like a last resort. Like, you've been told and you've been warned and you kept doing what you were doing, and now you got to, you know, get the consequences of it, right? But like, even in my dreams where they're wreaking havoc, I'm always being protected. I'm always literally being lifted and put on higher ground, being put on a pedestal so that I am not at all touched or affected by what havoc is being wreaked or whatever is going on at that time, right? Heavily protected by demonic energy. So like I said, like try it if you want to, right? But anyways, like this is way longer than it's supposed to be because now I'm like going towards almost a 30-minute message and this is supposed to be 10 minutes because I'm working on decreasing the time of the messages because the ones that are shorter tend to get more views, right? But anyways, like that's the message for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you made it this far, the message really ended a long time ago. This was like a little extra, but if you made it this far, like, thank you for listening, right? But I'm getting ready to go because I need to go into work. And I will be back soon with more content, okay? Bye.